Good evening, everybody. It's Wednesday. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. I know it's been another nice day in my hometown here, and I've accomplished a lot today. Had a great day. One of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about is basically let me tell you a story about my life fitness journey and why I will never give up. Just give me 1 second here. So what I'm going to talk to about you today, hey Alex, again, I'm going to reiterate the subject, the topic. Let me tell you a story about my life fitness journey and why I will never give up. Well, this story goes all the way back to when I was junior high. I really wanted to get in shape. I was a severe asthmatic. There was a lot of sports and things that I had to give up by the time I was 13, 14 because I was sick a lot. But yet I wanted to get healthy. I wanted to, physically feel better about myself, even though I had asthma and I was restricted to what I was allowed to do. Because way back then, and I aged myself a little bit, there was no such thing as an inhaler. So I didn't have an inhaler that I could take to help me get through sports. But I really wanted to work out. So I convinced my parents to get me a bench, a weightlifting bench. I got some weights, I got the bar, and I started trying to work out at home. Did it last very long? Not really. I didn't have anybody to direct me as to what were the right ways to work out, what I needed to do, and it just fizzled out. Fast forward to high school, I had a friend by the name of Robert, and Robert had a home gym, and I was envious of Robert. And Robert was good at sports, and Robert was this and that. He was all the things that I aspired to want to be, but one of the number one things that I admired the most about Robert was his physical fitness, how strong he was and what he was able to accomplish. So I said to Robert one day, I said, hey brother, can we get together and come over and start working out at your house? So I did this for quite a while. I'd go over and we'd work out at his place. We'd work out in the basement. And he taught me some valuable lessons about how to curl properly, what to do properly. Hey, Bev. And he taught me a lot of things about, consistency and working out. We had a falling out, stopped working out with Robert, right? Ended up starting to work out with him again a couple years later, just before the end of high school. Same sort of thing. Did it for a little while, probably longer than I did prior because I had somebody encouraging me to do it that was consistently working out. But by the time that ended, next thing I know, rolling into college. Well, did it with a group of friends. Went and worked out. All of a sudden, things didn't work out with our timing, and I stopped working out, and my physical fitness went downhill again. But I always yearned to have my physical fitness. I yearned to be healthy and feel healthy about myself. So, what's the idea behind all of this? Just never give up. So fast forward a few years later, got married, ended up having some kids, started working as I was a computer consultant. I was working for a school system, had a friend by the name of Derek. And Derek, I envied the guy. He was a physical specimen of fitness, great at sports. He knew I had, some health issues, but he had, offered to take me under his wing, take me to the gym so that we could work out. Hey, Suzette. Hey, Raphael. And we started going to the gym together every single day. And I did that for about 4 or 5 months with him. And then all of a sudden things changed. I left that job. I went to a different place. I was contracting consulting to them, and we fizzled out after a few weeks trying to figure out how to get together and, work out, because I really wanted to be physically fit. And then that phased out. What did I do after that fact? Well, fast forward a few years later, I ended up leaving the computer industry, got into finance, and one of the guys I was working with, his name was Darren, we decided to join the local World Health Club gym here, and we were going to work out together. Well, he, like many people in January, when he get a membership, he quit within 2 to 3 weeks. I stayed with it for 4 or 5 months, and I hired a personal trainer, and somebody to keep me motivated and inspired and teaching me how to physically do things correctly. And he was teaching me CrossFit, and I was doing CrossFit. That was before CrossFit had really gotten big. This was back in about, I want to say 2007, 2008, before CrossFit got really big. He was teaching me CrossFit, and I ended up getting injured doing a routine with, I forget what it was called. It was done with some, like a rope ladder on the ground. And I ended up getting injured, and I was put out of commission, and once again had to stop working out. This time though, it was because of my health. And I learned shortly after the fact that many of the times that I had aches and pains was due to a degenerative spine condition that I have, and a couple of my family members have, including a couple of my kids, called scoliosis, which is a degenerative spine disease. You can look it up. And it has caused me so much grief over my lifetime of trying to work out and trying to stay physically fit that, I've, contemplated never doing it again. But why don't I ever want to give up? Because when you work out, when you stay physically active, it creates endorphins in your brain. It helps create chemicals that keep you happy, keep you more satisfied. And then obviously the good side effects of it, your cardio, you're burning calories. You just feel physically better about yourself. Well, I'm gonna skip over a few years and a few, successes and then failures to 2019. In 2019, I started, had gone through some physical issues again, finally was given the go-ahead by my physiotherapist to start, exercising again. Couldn't, at this point in time in my life, I can't do bench pressing, I can't do curls and stuff like that due to some shoulder and spine issues. But the number one problem for me with my health is my scoliosis. Well, I started walking. I started slowly, started doing on a treadmill, started doing 1 kilometer, then 2 kilometers. Within 30 days, I was up to 5 kilometers, and 139 days in, I was at 5 kilometers every single day, 7 days a week, feeling my best. I injured myself. And that injury I've never been able to recover from since September of 2019 and get back to that place where I can do 5 kilometers a day. And I'm not talking just light walking. I was power walking 5 kilometers in under 50 minutes towards the end. And I felt awesome about myself. But it's very depressing when all of a sudden you're accomplishing a goal like that and you're feeling, mentally you're just feeling like a giant because you're physically feeling well, to have that taken away from you from something that I never ever wanted, right? But it's just the case is that I have this disease, and as I age, it continually gets worse. And I could make excuses and use it as an excuse not to do anything. But recently, in the last couple of weeks, I've been given the go-ahead to start walking again. Well, guess what? You can't all of a sudden go back up to 5K, especially when you're power walking and you're doing it in 50 minutes. That's a long distance and you're cruising. So now I've started doing it. Started at 1 kilometer about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, and now I'm up to about 2 kilometers. Guess what? Between yesterday and today, re-injured myself. But the difference is I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to continue to fight to stay physically fit no matter, what I have to do or, what restrictions are put in place. I'm always going to strive to get back to that point where I'm working on my mental state by working on my physical state. I hope that makes sense. Never quit. Just keep on pushing forward. If you have physical problems, physical challenges, contrary to what the world thinks, pumping iron isn't the only way that you can stay fit. Walking is extremely, extremely good for your physical health and your state of mind. And I know, I'm feeling pretty lousy today physically. Mentally, I feel amazing. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to get back to where I was. I'm going to do it slow. Maybe I'll never get back to that 5 kilometers. Don't care. I do know that I'll never give up on myself and my physical health. So I hope this finds all of you well. DM me, drop me a comment, share this message. I appreciate any comments. And again, If you're somebody that's been struggling to do things that are keeping you physically active, all I can say is suck it up. You know, the end result of being physically healthy affects your mental state of mind. And I know I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to quit on my physical health. Peace out. God bless to you all. We'll talk to you tomorrow.